By now you will have seen the invites for Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference that look suspiciously like they're about to announce their mixed reality headset. And although speculation has been rife about this device for some years now and Apple have reportedly spent billions developing it, people are still very skeptical about whether now is the right time to release a VR or AR headset and whether they should even do it at all. But let's put all of that doubt to one side for now and allow ourselves to dream about what could be possible if Apple really nail their mixed reality headset. We're going to start with somewhere that Apple is already innovating in the augmented reality space: communication. You only have to open up your Mac's lock screen these days to see your Memoji looking back at you, and they're becoming much more prominent features in apps like FaceTime, where we can interact with our friends and family using our avatar. It's safe to say that whatever kind of environment Apple creates within their mixed reality headset, Memojis will continue to be a big part of the way they build out their virtual reality universe. But while very few people would ever want in-person meetings or even Zoom calls to be replaced with some kind of virtual environment, the fact that Memojis can exist seamlessly across your phone, computer, and headset mean that they don't have to. In fact, it's easy to see a way that Apple merges its existing FaceTime and iMessage features with a new mixed reality version that allows people to be present however they feel they want to be. There's also a huge amount of potential for Apple to use a mixed reality headset to improve communication across language barriers, whether that be immediate transcription and translation, or even the translation of sign language into an audible format that could be really revolutionary for people with hearing difficulties. Another area that the mixed reality headset can really make a big impact on is in health and fitness. There are already universities here in the UK that are using virtual reality headsets to train radiologists on how to use expensive equipment. But can you imagine a world where you didn't have to go to the optician to take an eye test? Apple's mixed reality headset someday might even be able to monitor your retina and check for signs of glaucoma or cataracts and give you an advance warning that you should go and see a doctor. In the far future, it might even be possible for doctors to perform surgery on patients from halfway across the world using a virtual reality headset. I'm sure that's a very long way off for this particular WWDC, but one thing I expect we'll definitely see is some kind of integration with Apple Fitness in the VR environment. And alongside gaming, that seems to be the biggest application for the Meta Quest at the moment. So if Apple can come into this space with their catalogue of courses and fitness leaders, then I think that's where you'll see a lot of the early adoption of the VR headset. But here's the thing, I asked you guys in a poll actually where you were most excited about seeing the mixed reality headset, and 50% of people who answered said it was in productivity. Of course, for me that's super exciting because you know how much I love using Apple products and testing different ways to use them in a home office environment. So a mixed reality headset could be really exciting as well. You might not look the coolest doing this, but can you imagine what it would be like to go to a cafe with your Mac Mini, put on a VR headset and open up multiple screens around you in a virtual environment? You would be getting a lot of funny looks, potentially rightfully so, but that kind of technology feels like the future, and that's what a lot of people like me can get excited about. If you go back through Apple's history, you can see that input devices have been a big part of what's made them so successful, be that their original innovations around the mouse, launching the iPhone with a full touchscreen, the introduction of the Apple Pencil. Surely Apple have something up their sleeve with regard to input devices on their mixed reality headset. But how cool would it be if you could pick up something like the Apple Pencil, write some notes in thin air and have them appear on your phone later on? I'm not expecting Apple's productivity solution with VR to become an industry standard or even adopted anytime soon, if any, but I am really interested to see those niche use cases that are just going to set it apart from their competitors. Speaking of the Pencil though, the fourth area that I am super excited to see Apple innovate in with VR is digital art. I remember back in the day trying to use a Wacom tablet on a PC, and it was so difficult to use that I just put it straight down and didn't touch anything to do with digital art until years later when I picked up my iPad and used apps like Procreate that just made the experience so easy to get into. I'm really excited to see what is the mixed reality version of that. It could be anything from 3D modeling that you actually sculpt yourself to art exhibitions in real museums, or even things like AR graffiti around the city that you live in. Whenever we have a new form of computing, it always gives rise to a new form of art. The same thing goes for experiencing art and entertainment as well. The rumors are already upon us that the mixed reality headset is going to connect to your Apple TV. That could be a really cool way of projecting movies onto your wall or watching sports. But although it's controversial, I think one of the areas that we might see Apple really disrupt the landscape in is gaming. I know Apple aren't renowned for their gaming prowess. You can't even play most good PC games on a MacBook. But if you think about where the vast majority of people actually experience games these days, I bet most of them do it on their phone. It might only be something like Angry Birds, but that relatively simple collection of low commitment games in the App Store is a way that Apple have revolutionized gaming, whether you see them doing AAA titles or not. One of those games that is really popular is Pokemon Go. I still remember how exciting it was when that first launched and you could go and battle a gym at a local landmark and see Pokemon popping up around your home. If a company like Niantic managed to pull off a genuine mixed reality version of Pokemon Go, a pair of glasses that you didn't mind wearing too much, I think that would be so cool. Do you think any of this is ever going to happen? Let me know in the comments, as well as what your dream scenarios would be for an Apple mixed reality headset. And be sure to check out this video next on my thoughts about the metaverse, and I will see you in a bit.